Good morning. How is everyone? Let's welcome and come on in and get yourselves comfortable, allowing yourselves to arrive, letting any layers of busyness be shed. And that takes time, right? We don't arrive and have that instant peace, that instant anything. So, I was just thinking actually, so Instapot is actually a misnomer because it actually takes a lot of time. There is no instant. So, welcome to my musings. Hi everyone, I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and it is my honor to be here with you in any way that we can, whether it's these electronic virtual waves of energy, in person at a walk or with our Tai Chi classes, by phone, whatever way we can connect is to connect. I've done a lot of reflecting on what is the practice that I share. Basically, not to complicate it, like, what am I doing? That's basically what's been going on in my head. I hope that resonates for you. Like, if you wake up in the morning just going, what am I doing? That's literally where I've been, and checking in on whether it's genuine and authentic and whether it's where I'm supposed to be right now. And I do think that I am where I'm supposed to be, but I'm also figuring out, like, what is it that I teach and how do I teach it? This whole complexity of in-person, virtual, what's real, what isn't real. So just know that is the space that I'm coming from this morning, and hopefully in how I teach from here on out. So I think I'm going to start to actually take away labels of what the name of the class is. That's been a little bit messing with my head. Part of me wanted to meet people where they were, but I also just want to be genuine to teaching on that day, as opposed to trying to make something be a certain way. And isn't that kind of life, right? That you butt up against, like, I need something to be this way. And then the day goes the way the day goes. And a lot of times, right, the suffering and the pain that we're encountering is due to us trying to make things be the way we want them to be, right? We're butting up against our self-will. So I just want to teach it as genuinely as I can in asana poses, how we treat our bodies, in breath. Am I honoring this gift of life called breath? And how am I using it? Have I practiced it? Do I know how to? And then my mind. So there we go. That's my little bit of quipping for the morning. I'm going to open my eyes here and see if I can see. That's Dibe. Good morning. And so let's, actually, why don't we start in child's pose or balasana. We'll come to hands and knees, sinking our hips back. And I'll talk us through movements that speak to me in a complete way. I'll speak to a little bit of alignment and breath. But I'll begin our practice in the child's pose with a little bit of framing of my understanding of how I prepare myself to come into yoga, coming into yoking. And feel free to type up there now and again if you want to say something, if you've got a question. Otherwise, I'm sitting here talking to myself. All right. I'm pleased to be here with you. Let's begin in our child's pose. If you need a blanket under your knees, feel free. I'm choosing to start in this way today because it feels like a space of surrender for me. It's also a position of ease for my body and my spirit. Right? It conjures that bowing down. So many of you know I really limit how much I discuss types of breath, because I just want folks to start to build their own awareness of their breath, rather than starting off with do it this way. Are you even having a relationship with your breath, and what is that? And you start to build that in just that terminology. Relationship with my breath. How is it relating to me? How am I relating to it? What is it giving to me? What am I giving to it? Physically, spiritually, emotionally. So as we sit in this balasana, let your mind let go of the busyness of the things that you were doing before arriving on your mat. As much as you can. There's no absolute. Right? Even right now, my mind is occasionally jumping ahead to something later today. Something from yesterday. I could have said this better. I could have done that better. Heck, I could already be reviewing the beginning of this class. But I'm bringing my willingness to say, okay, but I just want to be here for now. I'm going to practice trying to be here. Being here in my skin. Oh, what does that mean in my neck? What am I aware of in my feet and my legs? So we'll have a few quiet moments feeling that. Feeling the practice of that. If you start having discomfort, anything that is painful, dangerous, change it. Do not sit in a space of agony. We build awareness so that then we can apply mindful reaction, not non-mindful reaction. I'm going to invite us to lengthen the arms forward and experience that length. Maybe scan from the armpits. How are you experiencing this? In limitation, in action, in joy and comfort? Maybe unfamiliarity and discomfort. Can you ease around some spaces, or are you fighting? Are you aware? We'll breathe in as we come forward to hands and knees, shifting the chest forward. Exhale as we shift it back. So we're all going to have a different pace for this. And we might have body parts that are not enjoying this. So maybe your knees or wrists have some damage or injury. Maybe you try this on your forearms instead. You start to connect genuinely with what your body says it can do, what it wants to do, not letting our mind command the body. We're not here to boss ourselves around. Establishing this as a relationship. And I'm going to breathe in and come forward to hands and knees. I'm going to walk my knees up so I'm in a tabletop. And allow for just some bowing and flexing of my spinal column. I'm going to say it that way. I need to ingest it that way. Bowing and flexing from within myself. The front of my belly and spine. The back of my belly and spine. How am I experiencing being in my physical body? Envisioning it that way. What wants to move? What's showing me that it has been overused or over moved? Find a neutral space. And then how will I adjust my movements to reflect kindness in the areas that are fatigued and the areas that need more stimulation and movement? Rooting into the right arm, twisting, allowing my heart to open. I'm going to check in. My mind was already pushing the body a little too much, so that was my desire. I'm going to breathe in, breathe out, feeling a little bit of heat building, just feeling the activation and working. And I'm going to release the left arm down, feeling myself root in the left side, left arm, offering the heart to revolve on this side. And the left side of my spine is just feeling a little more stiff, a little more rigid. And I'm just going to back off and observe it. Feeling myself accept limitation, something different than the way I remembered it yesterday. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe for you it's something more open. How are you practicing accepting and being? And bring that right arm down. Lengthening the left leg back. Now take your time. Really don't like the kind of Simon Says fitnessy class experience. And so I try my best to try to say, you know what, you could just stay here and do this for the entirety of your time on your mat. And that's valid. It's actually just some delicious practice, very mindful, intentful practice to feel the lengthening of this leg, the working around the waist, feeling support in those arms, and noticing our mind. Breathe in, breathing out, feeling states of change going on in your body right now. Muscles that are trying to remain engaged, muscles that are getting fatigued. Are there muscles and joints that aren't doing anything? Where are you in the experience of your body, the experience of energy? Breath in. Exhale, knee to belly. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to belly. So now choose. You can do a few more of these. You could practice extending it back. Bring some curiosity maybe to where we are. Inviting ourselves to connect with our physical being and our spirit occupying this physical being. I'll bring this left knee down. I'm going to roll up onto both knees because that right hip was feeling a little fatigued. Feeling myself standing in the body, on the knees, hips forward, feeling my spine supported. Hands to the low back, perhaps. Maybe some of you want to bring your hands to the hamstrings. Is that overdoing something in the belly, in the back? Do you notice a tendency to overdo? Is that your expectation for yourself? Can we arrive here genuinely accepting and compassionate, not overdoing? Feel your bones, feel the flesh supporting your bones right here. What does that mean? Where are you feeling fleshiness? And how is it behaving around your bones? What bones are asking for a little support? What bones are saying, hey, don't squeeze me so tight? Do we know this language? And I'm going to bring myself down for child's pose back again. Your arms could be behind you or out in front of you. Can you let your body start to make expressions of its being? Feel the releasing of those last few shapes. What's still moving and changing?
physically, emotionally, spiritually. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is wrong. It just is. And do you know that state? What is the state of being inside of you right now? I'm going to bring the palms out in front of me. Coming forward to that tabletop, feeling the support, left arm, right arm. Feeling my neck, my jaw, my breath, my face. Occupying as much of my physicality as I can. Move into this house and reach that right leg back if you want. Breath in. Breath out. So then you can feel, okay, is my left hip doing something and dumping to hold my body? What is equilibrium? Maybe don't change things right off the bat. We might need to do this posture 5 times, 10 times, 100 times before we're ready to change it. Did we get to fully know it before we changed it? Right? I think we're so accustomed to doing things quickly and in being on a timeline. Is that allowing ourselves to being? Or is that us trying to chisel and form ourselves? Right? Can we just find what is being right here? Breath in. Exhale, feeling the knee come in and inhale it back. I'm just doing this repetitive space and feeling the state of being in the continuity of movement. Who am I in this state of continual shift, change, activation, stimulation? Now. And now. In each micro moment that is constantly changing. I'm going to step the right foot up now and step the left foot up. This is going to be our first time standing. I'm just going to hang. I'd love to deliberately have my eyes open, looking at different aspects of my physical being, looking at my skin, my veins, my hairs, my scars. All of the bones in the feet, the toes, the toenails. Feel the backs of the legs. Feel any flesh touching flesh. Feel the breath inside of the flesh. Lightly bend the knees and start to round the spine up. If you're wishing to join, experiencing coming upright. Today, this moment, right now, unlike any other. And start to find some shoulder rotations, awakening myself in this body. So in general, if I'm moving and choosing to have an asana session, I do try myself to kind of have a moment with as much of my physicality as I can. My whole body, saying hello to different parts of the body and leave no body part untouched, unkissed with my awareness. I'm breathing and reaching, feeling the skin and the flesh on the front of me, exhaling, forward folding. Also trying to check in on whether I've had an even balance of types of movement when I'm on my mat. I'm going to roll my spine up, right? So extension and folding, right? Expansion and compressing. So here's some extension, lifting through the entirety of body, and then exhaling, folding, and feeling my awareness and my experience here. Am I experiencing it or am I trying to control it? Could I let the upper body let go of control? The legs have to be a little bit of control, a little bit of activity because I'm standing on them. I'm going to roll the spine up. How uncomfortable am I with non-control? Can I embody it and feel it and let it teach me? Breathe in and lift. Exhaling forward, fold. Again, you could choose to just do 1, 2, or none of those. And then I'm going to breathe in and lift the spine up halfway. Now my chest and my upper body don't get to have no control, right? They get to now hold and activate all of the muscles parallel with the earth, feeling the working, the activation that is needed. Exhale, forward fold. But did I do more than what was needed? Am I doing just enough? Breath in. Do I know? Am I willing to practice, explore, play? Forward fold. When I get opportunities to let go and surrender, can I take them? Breath in. Breath out. Practicing. Activating and surrendering. Breath in. Breath out. I'm going to bring my palms down. I'm going to step the right leg back. Bring the knee down. Walking the hands up that left leg. I'm just going to invite a twist. So now I'm being rooted on one knee, one foot. My spine is still upright. Seeing if this part of the body, wants to move. And so twisting and certain movements are really tricky for us not to boss the body around. Not to be wrenching it, yanking it, forcing it. So building that awareness, that really nuanced awareness, to see if the body is saying, yes, I want a little bit more, or are the arms and your will starting to manipulate the body? And can we start to practice letting the body lead the way, letting it have its own voice, and that we listen to that voice? I'm going to gently release, and I'm going to lift, finding a little expansion on this knelt knee. Noticing what areas of the body are making themselves aware, noticing, stretching, tensions, new sensations overall. Hands down. I'm going to step the right leg up and step the left leg back. Feeling stable first, always choosing to find stability before I start imposing my will on that movement. Same concept, even with the twisting or just coming upright. One hand to the back, one hand for stability on the knee. Breath in. Exhale, twist. Can you feel your spine? Feel areas of that left leg or hip. What areas don't feel trusting and sure? What areas are feeling yummy and wanting more? How do we respond to the parts of us that say more? I call it my more monster. And I do have a tendency to want to feed my more monster. Who doesn't? I have a really raging cookie more monster. I'm going to release my twist, coming to center. Lift and reach. Sometimes this big reaching lift, there's a more monster inside of me that's like, gimme, 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 and I can overdo it and knock myself over. So my desire exceeded my ability to be stable and rooted. Hands down to the floor. I'm going to step that right knee back. I'm going to choose a plank, and for myself, this is going to be an extended plank. You could have your knees down, but nipples over thumbs. Asking the center of us to hold us. I know we feel like these arms are what are holding us. The arms are actually just stopping you from smashing your face. The rest is your center line core, your legs. Breathe. Feeling yourself, experiencing heating, experiencing willing yourself to stay. and lower down to your bellies. Feel the belly on the floor. Don't be in a hurry to drive by and through this. What are we missing when we drive by? What are you feeling right now? That feels awesome. Can you connect with it? Can you love it? And just accept that. Don't say, wow, why didn't I do this before? I've been doing yoga all wrong or something like that. Nope, just be here. Feel your breath. Love all of the parts of it that you enjoy. Notice if in your mind you've got a couple of buts going on. But when are we going to move faster? But I'm not feeling a stretch. But. This is a legitimate space to be. You deserve stillness. You deserve rest. You deserve feeling rooted and stable. You deserve not to have to do anything. All right, if you wish to do a cobra, I'm going to walk the palms back alongside my waist, pinning my elbows, legs together, relaxing the glutes so much that I needed to spend some time with. If I did it as a drive-by, I could really skip so many parts of this. And am I worth this time and attention? I think I'm worth this time and attention. I'm just going to let those words seep into myself, into my soul. I'm going to push down through the palms, peeling the heart upward, keeping the hips down. Letting the breath occupy my body. Let the breath in. And back to hands and knees. I'm going to tuck my toes, letting my hips start to rise, head sinking down, down dog. Surrender. Apply where we need to apply. You scan. Where do I need to apply? What does that mean? Already we've done so much that we don't need to add any more poses necessarily. There's so much for us to take our attention toward. There's so much for us to let go of all of the encumbrances and expectations. So much to reflect upon and meditate on. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'm going to bring the left knee down, stepping that right foot up, coming upright, finding a twist. Breath in. Exhale, revolve. And release. Hands down. Step that left leg up, rolling the spine up to standing. And breathe in and lift. So now continual movement. Exhaling, forward fold. How are we experiencing this as continual movement? Breath in, lifting the spine halfway. What are we driving by? Exhale, hands down. Where's the surrender? Stepping that right leg back. Bringing the knee down. Feeling how we rise. Feeling our stability. Breath in, feeling the spine and the chest. Exhale, twisting and releasing our twist. You go according to your pace. Breathing in. How simple can it be? How authentic? Exhale, hands down, arriving on the earth, stepping the left leg back, finding your version of plank. Breathing in and out, experiencing solidity, holding ourselves together, channeling our energy, and lowering down, arriving on the earth, feeling ourselves, invite that arrival, being present with ourselves here, in body, breath, and intention. Breathing in for cobra. You don't have to lift very high. What does acceptance and simplicity feel like, not look like? And downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. What are we seeing? And can you use your eyes coming into your senses intentionally?
Notice how your toes, your feet, your heels, and ankles are supporting you. Notice how your knees and your calves and your shins interact. Maybe look at your palms connected to your arms, connected to your chest and shoulders. Breath in, breath out. Right knee down, stepping the left foot up. Inhale up. Maybe you don't need to bring the hands to the knees this time. Exhale, twist. Good. Breathing in, feeling what energy moves like inside of you. Exhale, hands down. Step the back leg up. Rolling the spine up. Inhaling to reach. Are we still reaching, or are we just kind of driving by through it? Forward fold. Half flat back breath, your breath. Do you know your breath? Hands down, stepping that left leg back, left knee down. Feel your stability. Feel how energy moves through you. Exhale, revolve. Inhaling it back up. Exhaling, hands down. I'm just going to step the right knee back. Coming up to standing on those knees. About a fist width in between the knees for another camel. Hips up, forward, chest lifting, and experiencing our organs, experiencing our bellies, experiencing our skin, and experiencing all of our emotions here. What feels vulnerable, exposed, unsure, or just full of feeling that we can't identify. And bring ourselves to child's pose. Experiencing breath move through you. Experience thought and intention move through you. What thoughts and intentions are moving through you right now? What thoughts and intentions can you invite? Which ones do you need? And let's bring ourselves up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. What feels like it's expanding and lengthening. Can we invite that as a sensation? Permit it, not control it. Can you feel that difference as an invitation? Pressing the heels down, lifting the hips up. Do we know how to start inviting intention through different areas of our physical being? Different areas of our emotional being. And if you're feeling something differently right now, can you just start to explore it? Inspect it? Observe it in its natural habitat. I'm going to lightly bend my knees and walk my hands back toward the back of the mat, hanging out back here. Practicing surrender. Maybe a subtlety of feeling in that surrender, and rolling the spine upright. I want to do something hip opening, and I've talked
a little bit about the balance of some of the postures that I would do. I'm looking for my strap. If you've got a yoga strap, go ahead and get one. A cowl or a belt will do. You may want to be near a wall or a piece of furniture or something that you can hold on to for stability. And I'm going to bring the strap beneath this right foot. Notice that my hand is holding the strap with no slack in the line. Okay, so there's tension in the line, but it's not pulling me down. So I'm finding my neutral space. I don't like wrapping around my hands. I know some people, do you know what I mean? Like that. That for me cuts off circulation in my hand. But if that's how much of a grip you feel like you need, that's fine. And just start for a moment and notice, okay, where's your mind and where's your intention? Are you already bracing for something? Are you already like, oh, we're about to do a thing? And so it's like, oh, you know what? Sit down, stay right here, and just be in the mountain. You know what? Let's just go ahead and let that go and just be in the mountain. Notice what affects our intention and our ability to be present. And we add in a big old hefty dose of anticipation. Feel the ease of standing in your mountain. Soften your knees a little. Soften the belly, soften the chest. Invite just being. Just being in a simplicity, an ease, and an authenticity in yourself. And we want to embrace that and stand within that from anything that we're doing standing. So try to remember this. Try to hold this close in your mind. Now we'll get the strap again. I'm in my feet. I'm in my head rising. I'm not just down. I'm up. There's so many directions. Ooh, what am I feeling in the front of my body? Where is it going? What is it doing? How about the back of the body, backs of the legs? Can you feel air, fabric on the backs of your legs? Can you exist in them? Can we start to love existing in them before losing the ability to feel them and lamenting that loss? Right? Have we ever experienced the numbness, whether it was done medically or we've actually lost sensation? And so feel that right now and go, why would I want to feel that area of my butt cheek? You know, the day that you can't and you'd be like craving, man, I used to be able to feel this area. Right? So let's expand our awareness now. I'm going to root into my standing leg and just ask the right foot to lift a little. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. And this is where you might want to have a wall or something to hold on to. Because I want to try not to have my back lean back. I'm just going to ask my being to stay stable. Stable is relative. And lift the leg. And you know what? I did. The foot came down and I came back up. And I'm so grateful to be able to feel, how did I react when my body started to wobble? And that is the yoga. How am I reacting when I feel something shifting in my leg and my foot? When a muscle is fatiguing? Am I getting mad? Am I hearing a word that's going, ooh, no, ah, what is going on? And I'm going to bring that leg down. And let's switch. That is where the yoga is. I'm going to shake that foot out. The yoga is not in picking the move. The yoga is observing how we react to the projections of our mind. Okay, and so all of the sages and gurus would put it that way. You know, so but how do we react when our thoughts start to command our attention, when our reactions are happening to our feelings. What are those reactions? Are we aware of them? Do we believe that they have a mind of their own? Right? Or can we actually start to apply that mindful awareness into all of our feelings? On a root, if you need to drop that strap and feel your mountain again, go ahead. I'm going to use my breath, my mindset to just be, I am still in my session of connection with myself, my yoga, in whatever space that I'm in on this day. I'm not feeling carried away by my thoughts. I'm really enjoying my mind, not having to be so preoccupied with all the things and the stuff and the doing. And the simplicity of, oh, I'm just going to be in this leg. And oh, that's what it feels like to have that leg doing nothing. Enjoy that ride, leg. And this leg is like, yes, thank you. And I'm breathing. And I'm just seeing, okay, well, can I let that go? If you're noticing, like, is that arm like, can we let that go? If we're swaying, can we be all right with, whoop, there was a sway, I came back up. Oh, and say, hey, and I did it with, oh yeah, look, hey, that was me coming down, and this is me coming back up. That was not a failure. That was me practicing, being present and rooting and lifting and noticing my reactions and how I respond. That's all. And release. I'm going to shake that out. Move anything that was feeling tense. So I noticed like this area for me, like super, just like, trying to squeeze it. And so the next time, we're going to see if we can practice this one more time. I want to see if I can let go of some of that tension. Is that tension something that I'm just used to doing? Or, could I start to practice? I could let go. I could unclench my grip, right? And I am a super clencher, right? I want everything to bend to my will. And so it's like, oh, how about we not squeeze so tight and see what happens? Because not squeezing tightly would probably reflect some trust. What? Some trust? What you talking about? I'm going to root into this leg now and lift. Now, if you're able to lift and you're feeling fairly secure and you want to use the strap as an aid to lift up, did you notice I switched hands? And then I could take this other hand up a bit. And I'm lifting and I'm breathing. Yep, there's a sway. And remember what I said about my hips and squeezing? So right now I'm trying not to grip the muscles around my hips so much. And if you're not able to identify those muscles right away, at the very least ask yourself, am I squeezing my butt? And maybe you could try not to do that. That's hard, right? I used to be a champion butt squeezer. And some days I still am. All right, now I'm going to see about that hip. Because remember what I said about finding different ranges of movement. Now I'm getting to notice what's getting tired. Oh, shin, calf. How did I react? Okay, didn't fall. How about that? And that's cool. I'm glad to get that opportunity. I didn't injure myself. Should probably stop talking so much. Hold. And feeling the hip open. And ease. Trying to now ease up. And so for some of us, that might mean it's lower. Where would you get the ease? Where is the ease? Easing up. And shaking that out. Oh, all right. That's yeah. How we're feeling. Remember, you can have a wall or a piece of furniture nearby. All right, so let's find the other side and see where the mind goes. Where did the breath go? And try not to use those moments of review with yourself of, oh yeah, where was I in my mind and my breath, as a criticism. It's just a, oh yeah, or wow, you know what, I do remember how I was breathing then. And how might that help us the next time we're having reflexive reaction? We're basically like training ourselves for more mindful reflex. Ooh, thank you for the opportunity to hear that come out of my face. Mindful reflex. All right, we're going to root into one leg and see how high. Remember, you're having a conversation with that leg. Does it want to go that high? Does this leg want to support it? Do you need to be holding something for support? For stability, what feels stable? We're getting to learn the terrain of stability and how we respond, right? And usually our responses let us know when we're not feeling rooted, stable, secure, confident. And I'm going to open that leg on this side. Now I could let all my energy just kind of blur. Or I could say, oh, could I be doing this on purpose? Could I be doing this on purpose? And at this point, right, where could this arm be? Or is it creating a distraction? Is it distracting you, or is it distracting your root? I'm going to bring this leg back in. Breath. And lower that down. And shake that out. I hope you got a couple of chances to practice and play with that. Maybe do it a few more times. Remember, you don't have to do this as, oh, I'm doing exactly everything in sequence in this class. I sure hope you're not doing that with me, because, I'll stop and pause and talk quite a bit so that we're yoking in mind, breath, body, not just over and over again in the body. All right, I'm going to come back to the back of the mat. That's where we had been. I'm breathing in and lifting the upper body. Now maybe send the hips forward. Remember your camel when we were on the knees. And then ask, can I feel some upward intention of the body? How do I express aspiring and reaching physically? Not just my mental space or my dream space. Can I let my body start to reflect how I carry my dreams, how I reach in my dreams in the body? Embodiment and forward fold. Now this time, if you'd like, you could bring the arms behind the calves. Some of you can bring your hands to the floor, inviting the crown of the head toward the floor. Now remember when I said the legs have to be active because I'm standing on them. Can you engage those muscles of your legs? Do you know how to squeeze them without locking the knees back? And then intend your upper body from the low back to hinge and hang. Breath in, breath out. And we're just going to walk the hands forward, bringing those knees down. And come to a seated space. All right, let's just go ahead and have the legs out a little wide. And just feel this space. Is that where the legs actually want to stop? Have you taken them beyond where they wanted to go? So honor all of the flesh, the hinges of the hips, and hear them establish their limits. I'm going to twist over one leg, breath in. Breath out, coming forward. Breath in. Breath out. And bring the spine up. I'm going to revolve. Feeling the revolving here. Pressing the legs. Feeling the role that plays in assisting in the twisting. Again, being cautious not to be forcing. And coming forward. Experiencing my breath and my mind in this shape. Experiencing my body and all of the sensations that the body is talking to me through right here. And bring ourselves upright. I'm going to start to walk forward. Now, you could have a pillow down here in front of you. Some can just rest on your palms. Others may actually be able to come to the elbows. Trying not to hunch the back upward. Can you keep the back as flat as you can? Oh. Allowing the backs of your legs to rest, and then letting your legs give you the full conversation. What do your calves have to tell you? If you flexed through the heels, could the calves tell you more? With each breath, what are the calves telling you? With each breath, the backs of the knees. How about that big wide swath area of the backs of your hamstrings? Different regions. You have to kind of map that out as far as the different levels of sensation that you could be feeling here. Breath in. Breath out. Let's slowly bring ourselves upright. So we've done folding, we've done twisting, we've done some up and down, we've done some core, we've done a little bit of side bending, and then we did that balancing on one leg with hip opening, and here's some hip opening. We're going to come down to some reclining, experiencing that awareness, what happens in your mind and body and breath when you get to be on the back looking upward. Maybe reflect on how often throughout each day do you get that vantage point. How does it help your spirit? How does it help your mind to bring in that balance? And maybe if you're rarely in that kind of positioning, how do you bring that into your day to day if you're finding that it does bring you some evening, some new perspective, so that we aren't always seeing things the same way, not wearing our feelings and our perceptions the same way each day. All right. And the body will thank you. So I'm going to lay down on my back and just go ahead and lengthen the legs out, letting the arms fall away. Remember the first time we were lying on the belly? And I said, hey, let's not do a drive-by on this. Don't just leave Shavasana as something that you do at the end. Often we end up just paying it lip service, using it as planning time for something off our mat. Or we skip it altogether. So let's be here fully. Feel the back of your body, everything in contact with the earth. Feel that contact, the quality of that contact. Release your body into the contact. Eyes open. Feel your breath through your eyesight. And I'll gradually draw the left knee into the chest, and then let my arms find that knee, maybe pulling it a little gently toward us. And roll to the right side. Again, let the body find its way. Don't yank it or tug it into the twist, into this reclining twist. Feeling so much heaviness because we've yielded the whole body to gravity. Breath in, breath out.
What are we allowing to happen in the low spine, across the thigh, in the belly, in the organs? Not making happen. I'm going to gradually come on back to center. Drawing the forehead up to the knee. Just feeling my willingness to come within myself, to feel myself, using my energy for myself. And lower the head down. I'm going to lengthen the left leg back out and let go. Feel the act of releasing, the energy of releasing itself in the back, the hip, the legs. Eyes open. And I'll draw the right knee toward the chest, giving it a light embrace. And find a spinal twist when you're ready. When you feel the states of change in your flesh, breath by breath, turn by turn in this coiling of the spinal twist. Sitting in a static space of change. Absorb that static space. Can you feel all that is still of change and all that is changing? Bring ourselves back to a neutral space, embracing that knee once again, and lengthen that leg back out. I'm going to reach the arms overhead, eyes open, and let the body go limp. Deep breath in and hold if you're comfortable holding your breath. Observe your thoughts, your body sensations, your emotions while you hold. What's changing? Exhale. And hold if you're comfortable doing so. Inhale and hold. Exhale. Natural breath. And observe what's changing in your awareness of body, breath, and mind. I'm going to walk the feet in, taking our time, keeping the arms overhead. Feet are separated 3 or 4 inches apart. I'm going to spread the toes and just kind of pet the mat with my toes and my feet. Just feel that intention and activation. For me, it's a clumsy experience in my toes because they don't move like my fingers. And I'm trying to send like the brain signals that I would, like piano fingers into my toes. And let me tell you, That's some key smashing toes down there. And that's okay, but I want to feel that difference, not forcing, but wow, heightening the awareness of how dexterous is that area. And when you're ready, press down through the feet, lifting the hips, lifting the chin a little away from the chest, and breathe. Where are we in our physical bodies? Left side, right side. Hips, chest, breath, face, arms. And slowly be in the arrival of sections of your spine onto the earth. Be in the arrival of sections of your spine on the earth. Now allow the bottoms of the feet to come together, knees open if you're comfortable with this shape in your body. Feeling states that are static and states that are changing. What's changing even in what is static? What is currently amplifying in your body in a state of increase, in pressure, sensation, expectation? What's in a state of decrease? We'll lengthen both legs out. Allow the body to fully yield. Fingers heavy. Wrists sinking. Hips heavy. And observe your mind. Where is your mind? In space and time, where are your thoughts? Can you allow your thoughts to stay right here? How do you know if you're here? Use one of your senses and just track it. A point in your body and just track it. Follow the breath and track it. All are options. To give your mind a way to stay here. And when you're ready, we'll invite a little bit of movement, mindfully, carefully, bringing ourselves up to a comfortable seated space. You could be sitting on a block, a chair, a pillow. You could be sitting cross-legged, legs out in front of you. And right now, observe, where did your mind go? We did all of that practicing. Can we stay? Do we believe we can carry whatever connection that we got to touch, ever so briefly, ever so little? Do we believe we can take it with us? Or do we think that it only exists here, or it only exists here on this screen? How do we start to carry it with us other than take that intention? So right now, where are you? Use that tool. Scan at any point in time. In a grocery line, in your car, in the middle of a heated conversation. Be with one of your senses. Be with a part of your body. Notice your breath. And then observe the state of your being. And we're cultivating a state of being, of just being, with simplicity and ease and authenticity. That's freedom. Hands to the heart center if you wish to join. All of the love and light in me is deeply grateful for the love and light in you, and that is namaste. So namaste, everyone. I am Belinda with Just Be Yoga, sharing with you all this morning just being yoga and how I practice it. Thank you for letting me share practice with you all today. Felt really good in the hips as far as I was concerned, as well as the stillness and recognizing the value of the patient stillness and what we get to observe in it. Noticing when we've got that more monster, right? I've got a more monster. Thank you all so very much for joining. If you have suggestions, things that you want to practice, please send me a message. You can write it in the comments here on our YouTube or on our Facebook. You could send me an email, belinda@justbeyoga.com. And otherwise, I hope that you go forth and continue to practice just being and being just. Peace, everyone. Namaste.